A very good evening and welcome to this very special show on International Women's Day. Indira Nui, Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, Gurinder Chadha, Rima Das, Mary Kom, Lovelina Borgohain, Mirabai Chanu, to your mom and my mom. Every woman is an achiever. Every woman needs to be celebrated. Each and every woman, whether it's Indira Nui in the boardroom of PepsiCo, Mary Kom in the boxing ring, or Rima Das behind the camera and on the edit table, to our homemaker moms, each one of them have faced challenges and successfully overcome all these challenges. Today I have with me three very lovely ladies who are political leaders. Needless to say, all political leaders have a mixed bag of challenges and opportunities. Now, to know about the challenges and opportunities that women in politics face, I am joined by Maram Rangchal. She is the Congress leader from Mizoram. She had contested the recently concluded Mizoram Assembly elections. She had contested from the Lunglei South seat. Also joining me is Angela Rangad. She is well-known activist and member of 𝗡𝗢𝗥𝗧𝗛𝗘. She is joining me from Shillong. And also joining me from Sikkim, from Gangtok, is Puja Sharma. She is the chairperson. She is the chairperson for Sikkim Film Promotion Board, and she is also the General Secretary, Nari Shakti, Sikkim Krantikari Morcha, that's the ruling party in Sikkim. All you lovely ladies, welcome to this very special show on International Women's Day, and a very happy Women's Day to all of you. And in fact, happy Women's Day to all the lovely ladies watching us at this point of time. Welcome, ladies, one more time.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Happy Women's Day.
Thank you. All right. Let me start with you, Maram. Maram, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah. So, of course, like I said at the very beginning, everybody has a bag full of challenges and also a lot of opportunities. Now, all you three ladies, you are political leaders. In fact, Angela has been an activist too. Now, first to you, Maram, how was it? You know, if I remember correctly, there was this whole rally that had taken place, particularly against you as an individual when you were up for the elections, during the Mizoram elections. The whole rally was targeted at you because you had defied that particular diktat from the MZP, from the Mizo Zirlai Paul. You're married to a non-Mizo, and they had issued an advisory and a diktat to all political parties that they cannot feel somebody who is married to a non-Mizo. Now, you stood your ground and you contested. So, when this particular rally happened, directly targeted at you, what were those thoughts that crossed your mind at that point of time? Did you feel absolutely dejected, low, and did you have, for at least a moment, did you have that feeling that you wanted to give up?
Yes, I went through that ordeal, I would say. But then, you know, our society is still very young. I feel we are at a transitional period. And the society as a whole, Mizoram especially, we have been cocooned and, you know, we have been in our own world, I would say, in the Northeast. So we need to open up. And this was where, yes, I took the stand. Not only me, our party also, I would say, Congress party as a party stood the stand. So I stood true by God's grace. So I think that part of the story has been a defeat story. I would say we came out victorious, in spite of the fact that I did not win this time.
That's all
but
right.
that is the first battle won, I feel, because my husband, being a non-Mizo, though he was born and brought up in Mizoram, even his great-grandfather was from Mizoram. So he has no other place that he could call his. And as far as service to the society in Mizoram is concerned, me and my husband, we have been involved with human resource development, and where that is where God has placed us. So we have helped a lot of people financially also through, helping them in many ways. Even we have a school also. So contribution-wise also, I feel that, for Mizoram, once people start looking beyond what the MZP had stood for, I think the society will mature, and there will be a time soon. I think it's coming already. It is here already, I feel, where we start looking at, things in as a larger picture. So yes, I went through that, and it was quite a torment for me. Besides the fact that I had to face the elections for the first time. So it was an added burden on me. Yes, it was. But then I took it as a challenge, and I did not lose my faith. And I'm sure that Mizoram will one day realize that I'm the woman who stands for the people and who really would work for the people.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm sure the society is changing fast. We are already seeing a lot of, women breaking the glass ceiling. Might sound really cliched, but that actually is happening. And of course, Maryam, you're also part of the Vestige marketing company. So I'm going to ask you about which one is easier, being part of playing your role in the boardroom or being the political leader. But I'll come to that. Let me go across to Angela, joining me from Shillong. Angela, you were very well-known activist. You actually took on the coal mafia head on. I think you'll have to turn on your audio, please.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So when I began my activism, it actually all started with fighting for women's rights. But we soon realized that in order to achieve women's rights, we also have to look at the larger democratic rights around us, which includes so many things, whether it is our anti-corruption, transparency and accountability campaigns, or looking at resources and the exploitation of resources, degradation of environment. And so in that context, we have had to also look at the kind of exploitation that has happened in the Jaintia Hills, where there's total degradation of land, exploitation of labor, where everything is so polluted and degraded now, and how actually this overexploitation of resources has meant an accumulation of wealth for just a few at the detriment of the many. So that has been our work. And of course, we always define our work as political activism, because whatever we do is actually about challenging power and the inequalities that come with power. So in a nutshell, that is what we have been doing in the past 20 years.
All right. Let me bring in Puja. Puja, you're a young political leader now from Sikkim. You're actually hoping for a ticket this time round. Puja, how do you look at, what has your experience been so far in the political field?
Hello.
Yes, Puja.
Hello. First of all, it's overwhelming to be part of the young, powerful women from the Northeast. And it's not that I'm hoping for the ticket. It's just that I feel like I vouch for women. I feel more policymakers should be there because women policymakers should be there in politics, because any form of reformation or any form of anything, any change or transformation that we want in the society, I think we want a strong women voice and many women representation. This is what I feel. And yes, now we are heading towards the election 2024. So probably we are expecting the Sikkim Krantikari Morcha party that I am with currently. We are expecting, many women to come on the lead this time.
Right. Yes. Now, this question is to the three of you. Of course, Puja is yet to face an election, but as far as Maryam and Angela, both of you have been part of the election process. You've seen the number of women candidates that every year we see political parties coming up with, and in fact even much fewer number of MLAs in the assemblies across the northeastern states. Maryam, first to you, what do you think? Why is this happening? Why it keeps happening every time?
I feel that, our society is a patriarchal society here in Mizoram. I'm speaking particularly of Mizoram. It could be a different situation in other states.
Yes.
But as far as Mizoram is concerned, it is a patriarchal state and we have a patriarchal society. So even in the church front, which is a very big front, usually it has been, accepted already that men are supposed to be leaders. So I think it's just taking time. This transitional period is taking time. So it's not that women are less talented or less capable, but it's just the women have taken the back seat. But in real life, if you come to Mizoram, you will see that, all the shops are run by women.
Yes.
Women are the most active here, actually. So there's a very big transition going on right now. I'm sure in the near future, we will see more women in power. And basically, now things are changing, but it's taking time because it has been an accepted norm for a very long time. So it takes time to change. So I think things are changing now. Even in our last election, there were 3 women who were elected, and I'm very happy for them.
Yes, yes. And Angela, of course, you come from a matriarchal society, Meghalaya. But despite that, we don't see too many women faces as far as the assembly is concerned.
Yes, so Meghalaya, the 3 communities, Khasi, Jaintias and the Garos, follow the matrilineal system, which is that we trace our lineage from the women, and if there is anything to inherit, the youngest inherit. It's not matriarchal, which the definition of which is that, authority lies with women. And despite the fact that we are matrilineal and that women are more visible, more mobile, but since the time of our statehood, we have seen very few women in the assembly. And even the ones that have made it to the assembly are a particular kind of women who perhaps easiest to say that it is actually dynastic politics in play. They're either the sister, wife, daughter of already established politicians. So as Maryam is saying, the electoral field, the most of our institutions are still so patriarchal. And particularly in Meghalaya, there's also a direct correlation with our grassroots organizing at the local level. So our traditional institutions have always used customs and traditions to bar women's full participation in the local darbars. And that actually has a bearing on why we don't see so many women then in the legislative assembly.
Right.
There is a sort of an overwhelming misinformation about Khasi women not having been in positions of power. There's actually also a rewriting of history at that level, saying that, the same ships never saw women, which is not true if you look at history. So these two are related. And also, I think that in terms of electoral politics, when it comes to party politics, most parties are very, very patriarchal. They would actually look at just ensuring a win at all costs. It doesn't matter whether they, put up men, women, criminals even, for them to secure their seats. And that having been over the years what dictates electoral politics rather than ideology and issues, has had an impact on what you then see translating as electoral results.
Yes, it's the winnability factor that overrules everything else, the gender and everything else. I'll slip into a very quick break. It's commercials coming up. Please do not go anywhere. We will be right back. let's once again welcome my guests and carry on with our discussion. Let me now go across to Puja. Puja, what are your thoughts? This whole political world, do you feel that it's still a man's world?
Yeah, I do feel that patriarchy dictates a woman's life unjustly. Because in politics, if you see, like the other speakers, they were talking about how the assembly seats and the Lok Sabha seats or whatever, the parliament, from panchayats to parliament, if you see, women still have to struggle. There is still a notion that, there's not much, like women cannot, or maybe people still have a misconception that women cannot make things move, or maybe she might be a very weak bet at this hour, at this time of electoral, when we're talking about electoral politics. There is not much confidence in a woman. But I feel like, women could go at par with men. Why I personally feel is that I think if you just give them a platform, a chance, or maybe, just one. So I think it depends from person to person, from one's caliber to one's, people from different walks of life, they have different opinions and different calibers. So I think it's very unjust to, have that set notion for women, that women are still the vulnerable section in the society. I think now women are making things move, making a mountain move, right? So I think somehow we are still, not just in Northeast, but entire of India, women still need to, take a lead in electoral politics. Yes. Or the mainland politics.
Of course, because we do have a lot of representatives, a lot of political leaders, a lot of MLAs in the several of our assemblies. Of course, the numbers might be really small, but we still have them. Now, before I close, I want to hear from each one of you, what are some of those challenges that each one of you might have faced during your years in the political world, in the world of politics, maybe, in your parties, maybe in the society. What are some of those challenges, and also any opportunities that you see? I'm sure each one of you sees some opportunities there, which is why all of you are there battling it out. Maryam, first to you.
Thank you so much. Yes, I have been facing a lot of challenges in other areas of my life also. So I would say
आपका नाम?
जी मेरा नाम सोनाली, मैं पुंछ की रहने वाली हूँ.
Stepped in knowing that it was going to be a tough fight. So this was I have not had too many years experience, but my dad was a 6-time seating MLA.
Yes.
He was the deputy chief minister, then finance minister. So I had a lot of experience in our home. So that prepared me, I guess. So now as far as challenges are concerned, people are not so used to having women candidates. So they usually expect it's the general opinion of people that men are stronger than women. But I beg to differ. Yes. It depends on, there are weak men, there are strong men, there are weak women, and there are strong women. So I don't think we can just generalize it according to gender. And as far as being a woman is concerned, I feel that it is still a good an opportunity for women, because we've got reservations also.
All right,
I feel that it is.
Miriam, I'll have to interrupt you there. I'm absolutely running out short of time. Angela, okay, quickly, fine. Few seconds. Angela, all right.
I think the biggest challenge is actually that electoral politics in our country is still based on, sops and populism. And for us, we try to get into the fray with a very different challenge of actually pushing an ideology of inclusion, of equality, of even, for instance, the fact that we fielded 2 women from our fledgling political group. Yes. Is to challenge the idea that women need to be there. Women are good decision makers and perhaps can do better. So that
All
was a
right.
big challenge, as it's a challenge in our movements, social movements also. It's not easy to change people's mindset, but we're up for that challenge.
But absolutely, absolutely we are, and things are going to look better. On that very, very positive note, wishing all of you ladies out there a very happy Women's Day. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Miriam. And thank you, Puja. Thank you, viewers, for watching. Good night. Goodbye.